Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a step-by-step sew along using Simplicity pattern S8947. I will be doing view B. The items that you will need are 2 to 3 yards of fabric, pins, twill tape, sewing machine, and thread. So to get started, if you want to do view B, go ahead and cut out pattern piece number 1, 2, 4, and 6 according to your size. Be sure that when you are cutting out your pattern that you are cutting out all notches and transferring all dots according to your pattern piece. Make sure you cut it out according to your size. You should have 4 pattern pieces cut out. Number 1, 2, 4, and 6, which are the front, back, the sleeves, and the hood. Now that you have your pattern pieces cut out, go ahead and take your fabric and fold it in half with the right sides touching. Your fabric should be in half and on the fold. The fold is meaning you can't open it up compared to me being able to open up this part. So with your pattern piece now being up top, go ahead and put something heavy up top so that your pattern piece won't go anywhere. Now go ahead and outline the pattern onto your fabric. You can outline it or you can simply go around and just cut it. Be sure to cut out all your notches that you have on the pattern. Go ahead and put this piece to the side. Now go ahead and repeat the same steps for the other pattern piece. I cut out pattern piece number 2 already. Now I'm going to cut out pattern piece number 1. And do note that if you want to extend the length of your dress, you can do that by just cutting out longer, making this a few inches longer and cutting out wherever you want your desired length to stop. Put pattern piece number 1 to the side. For pattern piece number 4, which is the sleeve, you have to cut 2. You just need 2 individual sleeves, so your pattern do not have to be cut on the fold. Now for the sleeve, you need to transfer this dot onto your pattern. So just go ahead and find whatever size your sleeve should be and just mark it. Mark it on both sides of your fabric. Go ahead and put your sleeve to the side. Now you have pattern piece number 6, which is your hood, and you need 2. You have to cut 2 of number 6, and again they are on the fold because you need 2 individual pieces. Go ahead and transfer this mark onto your pattern. you should have two separate pieces with two separate dots. Now go ahead and take piece number 2 and 1. What you're going to do is place them right sides together. This right here is piece number 2. I'm going to lay it out. And now take your piece number 1 and place it right sides together. Okay, now that your pieces 1 and 2 are together, go ahead and pin at the shoulders. Make sure that your notches are aligned. You should have notches on both sides. Now go ahead to your sewing machine and sew 5/8 of an inseam at your shoulders. Now that you have your shoulders sewn together, it's time to pin the sleeves to the dress. So go ahead and open up your dress. Take one of the sleeves and with your blue dot, go ahead and match that up at the center seam of the shoulder. Pin that together. Now go ahead and follow the rest of the notches. They should line up, and continue pinning the rest of your sleeve. Do the same exact thing with your other sleeve, and then go to your sewing machine and sew a straight stitch with 5/8 of an inseam straight across. Before you sew your sleeve onto the shoulder seam, make sure that your shoulder seam is flat like this when you sew it across. Now that your sleeve is attached to the dress, go ahead and flip your fabric to the right side and top stitch a 1/2 inch with a straight stitch all the way down on the main part of the dress, not on the sleeve. So 1/2 inch right here. Now go ahead and pin the back and front of the dress together along with the underarm sleeve. Make sure that your notches line up. Now go ahead and stitch your entire underarm and side seam using 5/8 of an inseam with a straight stitch. Now it's time to hem the lower end of the sleeve. You can just turn this inside out. Turn it out about 5/8 of an inch. Go ahead and sew 1/4 of an inch from the raw edge and then another 1/4. So you should have two lines 1/4 inches apart. So now it's time to grab piece number 6, which is the hood, and you're going to make buttonholes at this marking, and then we're going to go ahead with the right sides facing. We're going to stitch 5/8 of an inch around the back seam of the hood. So all the way along here, the back side. Now that the center back is stitched, and this is the buttonhole, go ahead and press the front edge of the hood to inside along the fold line. You're going to press it, which is an inch, and then you're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch from the raw edge. Keep in mind that this is the fold line, so you're just going back and stitching 1/4 from the raw edge. With the right sides together, it is time to pin the hood to the neck edge. Make sure you place all the dots at the shoulder seams and match up the center. Now do a straight stitch all the way around. Go ahead and top stitch on the dress as close as possible to the neck seam. Take your safety pin and go ahead and feed the twill tape through the opening of the hood. Tie both ends in a knot. It is now time to turn your dress to the wrong side so that we can hem the bottom of the dress. Press up the hem about 5/8 of an inch. Pin all the way around the dress. Now stitch 1/4 of an inch from the raw edge and then stitch another 1/4 below the first stitching.